It's Friday afternoon, which means it's time for your favorite podcast, The Random Christian Show. Today, The Random Christian Show is talking with Dr. Kent Hovind. The Random Christian Show is brought to you by Mrs. A's famous Salsa BUENA, a unique blended salsa loaded with cilantro and just the right amount of heat. Mrs. A's famous Salsa BUENA is available in stores across California, Oregon, Colorado, Idaho, Wyoming, Nevada, and Arizona. To find a store near you, just visit mrsafamous.com. The Random Christian Show is proudly supported by The Advisor. The Advisor is a Facebook group created by Colonel James Neil Broaddus, composed of multi-talents such as actors, directors, artists, writers, and more. If you fall into this category, contact them on Facebook at The Advisor. The Random Christian Show can now be seen and heard on the Rabbit and Red Radio Network. Check them out at rabbitandredradio.com. Intro music provided by the Dead Campers. Check them out on Spotify and at deadcampers.com. Next week, The Random Christian Show is talking to actor Greg Allen Martin. Don't forget to take a quick second to like, follow, and subscribe to get notifications for when we go live. My name is Andy. Now here's your host, Christian Random.
Nice plug at the end. That's right. Like, follow, and subscribe. It is the Random Christian Show. It is the beginning of the weekend, and it is Friday.
Yeah. It is Friday.
So
yeah.
we are
August
ready.
2nd.
Yeah, August 2nd, 2024.
Yes.
We've left the COVID years behind. Maybe.
Have we?
I don't know. We're still in a box.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, I still socially distance, but I was socially distancing before it was cool to socially distance.
That was usually because of the tacos and burritos.
That's true. Well, yeah, that was more of a courtesy to everyone else than...
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
So, yes, we are the Random Christian Show. Thank you for joining and being with us. I am Christian. He is Andy and Andiractyl, and I'm Christian Randomsaurus. It is in honor of our guest today, Dr. Kent Hovind.
You have tiny hands? You have tiny hands today?
I should tuck my sleeves in. But see, I can't push my mouth. I can be like, I should be holding a Snickers bar.
I can't push the soundboard. I can't push it. My tiny hands. I'm sorry.
Yes, I can. I could not find a good dinosaur roar.
Okay, you didn't call me. You don't call me anymore.
Well, you're
right, and you didn't. And busy. Then hey, but I'll text here. Say, hey, dude, find me a good dinosaur roar. I can find you a good dinosaur roar.
I know, but
I can get you a toe. Busy. I can get you a toe by 3:00. Come on.
That's true. I should have just used the magic 8-ball. Will Andy answer the phone?
Yeah.
Outlook, not so good.
Yeah. Solid. That's a solid reading.
Right on the nose again. Yes.
Solid reading from the 8-ball.
But we do not believe in the magic 8-ball, by the way.
That's true. No.
A novelty item only. There is no value placed into it except for when the Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl, so I can put a lot of money and retire. Oh. It is decidedly so.
Oh, not again.
I know. Hey, dude, I live out here, and I so don't care about football anymore. So it's like, okay, your team won again. All right, that's great. Yeah.
You are actually the Chiefs fans are now officially one of the top 5 worst fandoms in the world.
Imagine that.
Yeah. So good for you guys. Way to go.
Yay! Hey, go get him! Yeah, it's but hey, the Royals suck. So
that's true,
right? Don't they?
Yeah.
They not,
I'm not sure.
I know.
I'm still angry at the A's for leaving.
Dude, wait, whoa! I have
last year in Oakland. This is their last year in Oakland. They're trying to move to Vegas, right? They've have a 50-50 sort of almost done deal in Vegas, and they're literally playing the next 3 years in a minor league Sacramento park.
Wow.
So yeah, so last year in Oakland, and there's been a big hubbub of they've sold out the last game, obviously the last home game. But
I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah, no, it has been the topic of discussion for A's fans this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. See what happens when I leave?
Exactly.
I leave the area, everything falls apart. Except the Giants. The Giants decide to win games after I spent years freezing and dying at Candlestick Park. And they're like, oh, hey, Christian's not here anymore. Hey, let's win a few, Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's right. World Series.
World Series.
Yeah. Whatever they are. Championship. Yeah. And of course, as soon as I leave, the San Jose Sharks actually did good for a while. But they now suck. Which
I was working for their home radio station during the good years.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
which was
good years, which were few and far between, but still they were there.
Still, yeah.
Yeah. No, I well, when I was an intern for a little while with KSJO, we got free tickets to go sit, and we actually sat right behind James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich.
Nice.
Metallica. We're like, no, that's not them. And then people kept coming up and talking to them, and oh my God, it is them.
It is them.
Yeah. And then later on, we found out how much of a jerk that Lars is. So,
well,
took it away, but
yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, but still, music's still good.
Yeah, the early music is.
Yeah.
So, and look, they've paired their channels. We forgot to tell them about it in the beginning.
But look at that. Look at it. We didn't need to tell them. They did it.
Yeah,
they did it.
I wonder have restream, so that's why. Welcome all of Dr. Kent Hovind's fan base, and we do have the live chat, so that will be monitored. So please feel free to. And there's the Oxymoron boys and girls. Sorry. Looking forward to y'all climbing out of the primordial ooze. And play on words, let us know how you grow a right foot, because when we dance, we're told we have 2 left feet, and sometimes a 4th or 5th appendage, depending on what planet you're from.
We need a letters from Dinosaur Camp from the Oxymorons.
Oh,
yeah,
would have been good. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so Trip, there you go. Get us some
letters from Dinosaur Camp.
Letters from Dinosaur Camp. And welcome all of you out there watching, and everybody who's listening later on. We are usually on Fridays, 4 p.m. Central Time, and this is what we do and where we are. Trip, bring it. Most Fridays. Some Fridays we're not always here.
Yeah,
just.
We've gone to an official random schedule. We're honoring the name of the show.
That's true. So being as random as we are, that's why we just do what we do and talk to who we want, or actually just, hey, whoever shows up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anyway, but we're glad to have you along for the ride, because it is a wacky, fun ride, and we're all wacky, fun people. Hey-o. Where is it? Where is it? There we go.
Hey-o. There you go.
Was that too loud?
No.
We didn't do sound check before the show, so.
No, I think it sounded good.
Sounded great. Drummer's doing awesome. And so is our DJ air horn. Yeah.
And the air horn guy.
Yeah, crazy, wacky air horn guy. All right, so Andy, it's 9 a.m. Let's check on traffic. None to be found. All right, moving right along. Hello. Whoa, the boss is cracking the whip on me today. All right. All right. Hey, guys. We always like to have a little fun with the show. And I think that means that we're cueing the music. And there it is.
Let's do it. Let's get it.
Because it is time for the world famous Random 9 list. That's right. Hey, welcome to it. Thank you so much. It's a crowd pleaser for sure, somewhere. And by the way, we are number 107 in Bangladesh.
Hey, that's better than last week. That is better than last week.
It's better than the 109. That there's some hosting group that sends that to me every week. I'm like, I'm just glad we're being listened to in Bangladesh. So there we go. But our Random 9 list, created by our crackhead team of crackhead research lawyers and whatnot, came up with 9 random facts about, you guessed it, dinosaurs.
Hey, there you go.
Dr. Kent Hovind on the show, Dr. Dino, and we have a Random 9 list about
dinosaurs. I mean, come on.
I'm not sure how they come up with these ideas, but they're well paid because we get it for free. So
right.
Can't argue with it, and we like it, so we do it. And it makes them stay away from us when they drop off it at around 3 a.m. in the morning in a sealed mayonnaise jar that's left under my doormat. So without further ado, we thought we'd do 9 random facts about dinosaurs. This could be interesting. We could all learn a lot. We could all suffer through this for the next 5 or so minutes.
Minutes.
Ish. It's kind of like the start time of the show is 4-ish. Somewhere around here. So, and we always like to start off with the random number 9, which would be brontosauruses are very small on one end, big in the middle, and then small on the other end. Hey-yo.
There you go.
It's actually a very true fact, but which end?
Right. That's true. Yeah. We don't know. We don't know. Yeah.
Just small, big, small. So.
Okay. No, it seems fairly accurate of the description of the dinosaur. Yeah.
Again, we do not pay them anything. This is all just straight up drunken crackhead people that come up with this.
Right.
So we'll just move on to random number 8.
Number 8
about dinosaurs.
Yeah, number 8. Contrary to popular belief, the most aggressive dinosaur was not the Tyrannosaurus Rex, but was actually any other dinosaur that was refused service at an Applebee's for not wearing the proper footwear.
Hey-yo! And what would be proper?
Sandals. I mean, dinosaurs could wear sandals.
Iron Mat. Any relation to Iron Man? Iron Mat. I'm just curious. Because if you are, we're now best friends. Iron Man. Yeah. I guess.
There you go. Joseph nailed it. Proper footwear for. Boom.
Boom. Where is it? There it is.
Oh, perfect.
Joseph is right in tune with us.
Brilliant.
Loving you, Joe. So let's keep moving on with our random 9 facts about dinosaurs with number 7. The Triceratops were the first bulldozers of the prehistoric world. They were also referred to as big, pushy things.
Solid. Yeah.
They're also known as the horniest of all dinosaurs. Hey,
Oh.
Yeah. Nailed that one. You weren't expecting that, but I threw that in.
This thing's still on? Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me in the back there? All right. And Lenny, get some more drinks for these people, huh? All right. Yeah, we'll just move on.
Yeah. Moving on.
Number 7, random facts about dinosaurs.
Actually, number 6.
Number
If dinosaurs did not actually go extinct, they moved to Mars because the Earth got too expensive to live on.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. And how did they get there?
They had space travel. Come on. Of course.
The outdoorsman.
Right.
I don't think they had the space shuttle yet.
Hey, hang with us, guys. Dr. Kent's coming up right after this.
Yeah. Probably sooner than expected on Dr. Kent's end, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
Let's go to where are we at? Number 5?
Number 5.
Number 5, random facts about dinosaurs. Large growling monkeys were laughingly referred to as the grapes. Grapes. Apes. Apes. Because they're angry monkeys. Heyo. No. Nothing. Yeah. Look at Andy's. Andy's falling out of the screen. I gotta go over here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that one. Again, they don't get paid for this. What was that? What'd they say? Grape ape.
Yeah. I love grape ape.
Dude, Grape ape was awesome.
Yeah.
What was it? Beakley.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Gotta get through this. We started it. We have to finish it now.
We will finish it. We're so close to the end.
We really are. Out of 9, we're on 4. So yeah. Number 4, random fact about dinosaurs, Andy.
So wait a minute. Number 4, if we played with toy dinosaurs when we were younger, and then when we got a little older, we moved on to action figures. Does that mean that God initially played with dinosaurs, got tired of them, and were the action figures?
Oh. Thought-provoking. And very...
I think we're the action figures.
Oh. Well, then I need an Iron Man suit. God. I'm not trying to be greedy or anything, but it would be really cool and save me a lot on getting to and from work, because gas is, getting back up there.
True.
It would take me like probably a minute to get to work, if that. You go supersonic from my house to there, boom!
Yeah.
I'm right on time. And then it just disappears. I don't have to park anywhere. Lowered expectations.
That's the subtitle of our show.
I was going to say, you just nailed the other part of the show.
Yeah, no, that's.
But hey, on the nose, Joseph.
Right.
On the nose. Moving on to number 3, random facts about dinosaurs. Pterodactyl flights would be considered. We're constantly being delayed due to something being unplugged. Sounds familiar.
A little bit,
but not quite how sure it affected the pterodactyls. So, you never know, though. I mean, they did have flight plans at some point, I'm sure.
Sure.
Caveman. Oh. No. All right.
No.
Fine. All right. We'll just move on. Number 2, random facts about dinosaurs. Yes, we're almost done.
Yep. Number 2, Stegosaurus had the brain a size of the walnut, right? Which means that they're still smarter than most politicians.
Yeah. This is very true. So, hey, they got one right. 1 out of 9, maybe.
Actual fact, though, walnut brain.
It's true. It is. Yeah. It's truly. It's almost like the number 9, the brontosaurus, small on one end, big, small on the other end.
Right. Yeah.
And kind of roundish in the middle.
Right. Exactly.
Like an oval Captain Caveman.
Oh,
Iron Man.
Captain Caveman.
You are so on the right show.
You're amongst your people, Iron Matt.
Yes, you are. All right, and here it is, the big finale. The number one random fact about dinosaurs: the Tyrannosaurus Rex was actually the first to publicly screw up the national anthem. Oh, yeah. That's how it works, kids. That is 9 random facts down the drain about dinosaurs.
I wonder if he screwed up the national anthem because he couldn't hold the microphone close enough to his mouth.
Oh, no, that was probably a blessing.
Yeah, true.
And then blamed it on being drunk.
Right.
And how cool rehab would be.
Yeah.
I've heard it's a lot of fun. Let's see. So, where are we at? Oh,
we should talk about our sponsor.
We should be talking about our sponsor, the amazing, the exciting Mrs. A's famous salsa BUENA. Kids, if you haven't tried this yet and you are from the mountain time zone to the Pacific time zone, find a store, go get it. Hey, let's hear some more all about our fabulous sponsor, Mrs. A.
What'd you do?
I don't know.
You broke it.
It's all about the facts. Facts are made up of the 5 W's. The who, the what, the when, where, and the why. So we here at Mrs. A's famous salsa BUENA thought we'd break it down for you and make it easier. The who is simple. Mrs. A is a teacher and a mother that loves to cook and reward people with delicious food. The what? Well, that would be the 3 amazing salsas she makes. Regular, hot, and salsa verde. All made with the freshest ingredients and no onion, so you can spread the love, not your breath. The when? Well, when isn't there a good time to enjoy Mrs. A's famous salsa BUENA? Where can you get it? Well, how about all throughout California and Southern Oregon, even in Nevada and parts of Wyoming and Colorado, and they're growing all the time. If you don't see it in the refrigerated section, ask for Mrs. A's famous salsa BUENA or just go to mrsafamous.com. Now you ask yourself why? Well, because BUENA means good, really good. And that's because Mrs. A's famous salsas are made with fresh ingredients, and you taste that in every bite because it's BUENA. So be good to yourself and get Mrs. A's famous salsa BUENA. Go ahead, eat BUENA.
Do it. Why is that still there?
What did you do?
I did.
There you go. You got it.
I don't know what to do with my hands. That's why I leave them down here and I try not to touch much.
That's smart. Good call.
Down here on the table. I'm not trying to be weird. I'm really not.
No.
Yeah. No. It just happens. It's
right.
It's how the show rolls, you know. But we do like to talk to people. And when we do talk to people, we usually prefer them to be somebody besides ourselves or the voices in our heads. And that is why we've been speaking with all sorts of great people. This guy, I cannot believe I've watched so many of his videos on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, Instagram. The guy slays people who try to debate him. The sense of humor is outstanding and probably way better than ours. At least his comedic sense and timing. And I can't explain. I want to bring him on so we can explain it. The gentleman's name is Dr. Kent Hovind, and here he is. Where is he? There he is. There, I got him. He's coming on right now. If the button will work. There he is. Dr. Kent. Dr. Kent, are you there? There he is. Yes.
There we go.
We're switching. Now we got him in. My technical crew is more than likely inebriated, so I apologize. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for spending time with us and coming on this show. Thank you.
Well, thank you. After that introduction, I'm anxious to hear me speak. This will be good.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is oh man, we were very excited to get you on. So now, Dr. Kent, I know you tackle several different things, but let's explain what it's called. 6-day creation. I know I'm screwing it up, and that's why I want to make sure you explain to me 6-day creation evangelism.
Well, the Bible says very clearly in the Ten Commandments in Exodus 20, God created everything in 6 days.
Right.
He said it again in Exodus 31. Jesus said in Matthew 19:4 and Mark 10:6 that the creation of Adam was the beginning. Romans 5 and 1 Corinthians 15 tells us nothing died until Adam sinned.
Okay.
Man brought death into the world. God made a perfect world, man wrecked it. So why are we teaching the kids dinosaurs lived millions of years ago? We shouldn't be. That's a lie. Sorry, I lost my voice. We had so many visitors here. We have a dinosaur adventure land in Lenox, Alabama, straight north of Pensacola, 70 miles. Good luck finding that on a map. We believe the Bible is true, and evolution is the dumbest religion in the world. It's a religion. There's nothing scientific about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. And that was the thing, because I've heard you mention this before. How does the religion, how is it considered a religion then? This is, I think again, I love the fact, the way I've seen you in so many different debates and stuff where people try to shut you down and you just absolutely slam. It's just absolutely amazing. And if you have anybody out there has not seen this man on some of these debates that try to take him down, you got to watch it. It's just, it's hysterical. But, so how is it that it's considered a religion? How does that come into play?
Well, religion is something you would believe in. You might believe in it very strongly.
Okay.
And it may turn out to be true someday, but right now we can't prove it. There's no scientific evidence of any animal ever producing offspring that were other than the same kind. 20 times in the first 7 chapters of the Bible, he said they will bring forth after their kind. Cows always have baby cows, no exceptions.
Right.
Dogs have baby dogs. But they make these charts for the kids to study. Well, here, I'll just get up to any PowerPoint slides on this. This is the kind.
Yes.
Yeah. I have 50,000 slides in PowerPoint. Get my stuff. Textbook says humans are related to carrots. They drew a bunch of lines on paper connecting all these things. That's not science. These family trees are nothing but artwork and propaganda. There's not science. It's a brainwashing technique. You tell this to a kid from the time he's in kindergarten. You get a book on dinosaurs for first graders. Open up to the first page. First sentence will be millions of years ago. That's baloney. If you add up the dates that are given in the Bible, and they're pretty simple to do, we can get my chart timeline somewhere here. There we go. The Bible says Adam was 130 when his son was born. Go to Genesis chapter 5. The dates are all right there. And then it says Adam lived to be 930. Now, how do you live to be 900? That's another question. Everybody before the flood is living to be 900. But if you add up all the dates, they're found right there, Genesis 5, and then Genesis 11 after the flood, you'll see that the Bible teaches the earth is about 6,000 years old, not billions of years old. I don't think we can put an exact date on it. They say it was 4004, October 23rd at 2 in the afternoon. I don't think we know that. We do know Adam was made in the afternoon because it was just before Eve. And we figured out why God made Adam first. It's because he didn't want any advice on how to do it. So. Anyway,
hey,
the Bible.
You deserve that right there.
That was perfect. That was great.
The Bible says they live to be 900. Reptiles like snakes and lizards and turtles never stop growing. Never. People stop growing when they're 16 or 18, vertically. Some go horizontally after that, but reptiles never stop. What would happen to a lizard to get 60 feet long? The dinosaurs were big lizards that lived with Adam and Eve. They did not live millions of years ago. Everything was bigger before the flood. They find fossil grasshoppers 2 feet long, fossil centipedes 9 feet long, a centipede. Everything was bigger. And I cover it in my video series. You can get everything on our website, drdino.com. When I first started my ministry 35 years ago, I made a lot of videos. Back then it was VHS tapes. Then we went to DVD. But people would say, "Oh, can I borrow your videos?" I'd say, "Sure." I learned right away Christians don't steal, but they do borrow and never return. So I said, "No, you can buy
bad blockbuster.
Yeah, you can buy the whole series for $50. When you're done, bring it back, get your money back." It's always been my policy now, 35 years. So we want to strengthen your faith in the Word of God. I tell people, if you'll watch my videos, by the time you get to the end, you're going to say, wow, the Bible is true. It answers everything. Where dinosaurs fit in, what Noah's flood did, how Grand Canyon formed in a week, not millions of years. Where does the Ice Age fit in? And then after about a week later, you're going to sit up in bed in the middle of the night and say, oh no, the Bible's true.
Yeah.
This changes everything. And it does.
So I have a question here. So why do you feel that there is the need to explain away dinosaur fossils as millions of years old? And why not just come out and say, well, this is the true age. This is how long they've been here.
Well, Jesus said the creation of Adam was the beginning. Matthew 19:4, Mark 10:6. Was he lying? Was he stupid? By saying dinosaurs lived millions of years ago, you're calling Jesus a liar, which people are welcome to do, but they need to understand that's what you're doing. In the 10 Commandments, God wrote on a rock with his own finger, honor the Sabbath because in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is. He claims he did it all in 6 days. So you're calling God a liar when you say dinosaurs lived millions of years ago. The Bible says several times that man brought death into the world. When you tell the kids dinosaurs died before man got here, you're calling God a liar. So certainly, I think the historical accuracy of the Bible is at stake here. Mm-hmm. If somebody wants to believe dinosaurs lived millions of years ago, that's fine. But A, it's calling God a liar. B, it's not scientific. There's no way this earth can be billions of years old. No possible way. If I told you I had an ink pen here we go. This ink pen is 5,000 years old. You would say,
that's
no,
awesome.
Come on. It's easy to prove I'm wrong. For instance, it's a ballpoint pen. You do some research, you'll find out ballpoint was invented in 1888. Just that one factoid proves my 5,000-year claim is wrong. Then you find out it's got plastic in it. And you do some research, plastics weren't invented till 1907. Oh, that proved my 5,000-year claim wrong. Then you say it's made by Bic Corporation. Oh, well, Bic wasn't even a company till 1946. You got 3 factoids that prove my 5,000-year claim is wrong.
Yeah.
And when they claim the Earth is billions of years old, I say, guys, the Earth is spinning. We're turning around. And it slows down 1,000th of a second every day. Well, if the Earth is slowing down, that means it used to be going faster. How far back in time could you go before that would become a problem? If the Earth slows down 1,000th of a second every day, just Google leap second. They know they have to readjust the clocks every year and a half or 2 years because the Earth is slowing down. Well, if you go back, it was going faster. That creates a problem. The centrifugal force would bulge it out at the equator like a frisbee. And the swirling, the Coriolis effect of the winds and the water would be horrendous. Just the speed of the Earth. On my video number 1, I cover about 30 different ways to prove the Earth cannot be billions of years old. Not scientific, forget it. Not biblical, just the scientific. The moon is going around the Earth. The moon goes around the Earth, but the moon's gradually getting farther away. This has been known for a long time. It's called the lunar recession problem. The moon's leaving us 1.5 inches a year. Okay, well, that means it used to be closer. How far back in time could you go before that would create a problem? The closer the moon is, the higher the tides are, the more lunar drag it exerts on the Earth. And just like 2 magnets, when you get them too close together, they snap together. Right, there's a law called the inverse square law. They've done all kinds of research on the lunar recession problem and say the Earth-Moon system cannot be more than 1.2 billion years old. So why are we telling the kids it's 4.6? You step outside, you look at the sun, you notice it's burning. The sun is burning up a whole lot of fuel, 4 million tons a second. Well, if you go back in time and add 4 million tons every second to the sun, pretty soon the sun gets heavier and it upsets the gravitational pull because the Earth goes around the sun at just the right gravitational pull and the right centrifugal force is balanced. If you keep adding weight to the sun, you got a problem. So on video number 1, I go through about 30 or 40 maybe different scientific ways to prove this Earth is not billions of years old. This ink pen is not 5,000 years old. I don't know when it was made, and I don't care. But it's not 5,000. So I can't prove it. Okay, go ahead.
Let me ask this because I'm not trying to debate anything because you've already mentally shut me down and blown my mind 5 times over already. And but now, and correct me if I'm wrong. In the beginning, when God was creating the earth, God is at this point he's out of time. He's out. I mean, God is omnipresent everywhere. So time, how relative is time to when the earth is being created? I mean, okay, so he creates the earth. Couldn't that be thousands of years? So wouldn't that be a relative concept, or I don't know. I did a lot of drugs and drinking back in the day, so these are things that pop up. But this was one thing I was thinking about because I know this is one of the things you've been saying. This is the time frame, and 6 days. I mean, 6 days to us is 24 hours. Okay, but I mean, back then, I mean, God's like, well, my time clock says 6 years or 6 days is, what? How do we get the realization of the actual time frame?
Well, God created time for us. He doesn't. There's no time in heaven. The
Right.
first thing you do when you get up to heaven is take off your watch and fling it over the side. You won't need it anymore. Okay.
Especially the Apple Watches, because there's no recharging up there.
Oh no, that's terrible. See, God created time, space, and matter. We are stuck in all three. You cannot be two places at the same time. You cannot go back in time. Have you ever wished you could go back in time just 5 seconds to undo the dumb thing you just did?
Nah, I learned to live.
Always.
Oh, okay. We're stuck in time, not God. This is not 2024 in heaven. He's eternal. So
Right.
Could God have done it in 6 days, like he said, and written a book and told us how he did it and preserved that book? Sure. Plus, if you look at the order of creation, read Genesis chapter 1 and 2. God made the plants on day 3.
Right.
He made the sun on day 4. If those days are millions of years, those plants are going to die waiting for the sun to come up. He made the birds and the insects on day 5 and 6. They pollinate the plants. Plus, why did he tell the Jews to work 6 days and rest 1? Because he said that's how he created the world. Was he telling them to work 6 million years and finally get a break?
Yeah.
No.
Worst boss ever, right?
Right. Yeah. There's no overtime. Okay, mister, I've got an answer for everything. Okay, well, there you go. I'll just shut up now. And
I'd like to add one thing, Kristen.
Yeah.
In the early 1800s, some people who hated the Bible started trying to teach the idea that the earth is old, millions of years old. Okay. And that's why Christians panicked and said, wow, if the earth is millions of years old, how do we fit that into the Bible? So they invented some theories to try to put millions of years into the Bible. One was what you referred to as the day-age theory. Maybe each day is a long period of time. That, of course, is not what the Bible teaches, but they tried to squeeze that in to accommodate the millions of years. The other one was the gap theory. Maybe there's a gap between verse 1 and 2. That, again, does not fit the Bible. But why do we compromise a perfectly good book that's never been proven wrong to accommodate a stupid theory that's never been proven right?
Right. No.
Well, and I think the answer there is just rationalization. Obviously what's written in the Bible again is is harder to comprehend for some than it is for others, right? And
Right.
so you have and then in that light, you have to rationalize, okay, well, if I can't create something in 6 days, how did it get done? Right? And so clearly I'm not God, therefore I don't know how to
No.
create the planet and life and everything around it in 6 days. But if I explain it well, if I had a couple million years, maybe I could do it.
Millions of years would make it worse because everything starts falling apart.
I was gonna say I don't think you can move
But
that.
not if I snap my fingers and start the life cycle after I'm saying, well, I got everything set. Now I can just start it. Plants are there, sun's there, bugs are there, insects are there. I got Adam and Eve, and I'm ready to go.
Well, my God can just simply do it in 6 days, like he said, and then write a book
Right.
about it and tell us and preserve the book for thousands of years. 40
Yeah.
different men. He had 40 different men write this book on 3 different continents over 1,500 years, and it blends perfectly.
And I was gonna say, and every part of it has been factually, historically proven correct. And I gotta say, I saw a documentary, and you were in it, where they were talking, where you, I think you were in the Grand Canyon. I'm not sure, but you were sitting there and you were looking at the layers, and you were explaining how, here, look right here. This is proof of a lot of water, and the flood, and everything you say is so factually. It's almost frustrating, Dr. Kent. I have to tell you, because it's like, and I'm not saying I think it's just it blows my mind every time. I think I've got an answer that is right, and you prove it wrong, and but it excites me because it proves everything in the Bible is correct, and I'd absolutely love it, and that's why I keep watching all these videos and stuff. But the way you explained that whole layering in the Grand Canyon was just absolutely amazing. Now explain that to me one more time, please, because it blows your mind of how correct it is, and how it happened. So please do that for me.
In 2 Peter chapter 3, the Bible says the scoffers at the end of time will be willingly ignorant. In the Greek, that means dumb on purpose. They'll be willingly ignorant of how God made the heavens, and how the earth was destroyed by a flood, and how there's going to be a final judgment. They're ignorant of the creation, the flood, and the coming judgment of God. So back in 1795, some people who hated the Bible wanted to try to make up a new theory to prove the Bible wrong. And they said each of the layers of the earth is a different age. They made up the geologic column, which does not exist anywhere in the world. There is no geologic column. R. Ra is one of the guys I debated. I'll debate anybody, okay? So Bible contradictions. Tonight, we show the atheist Bible the geologic column does not exist. This is one of the biggest lies in world history. Made up in 1795 to 1830, they perfected it. They gave each layer of rock a different name, like the Jurassic Age and Triassic and Mississippian, okay? Doesn't exist. It's pure imagination. I say, guys, if these layers are different ages, I got to ask you a question. Hang on, we get up here. Made up 1797, Charles Lyell, a lawyer who hated the Bible. By the way, did you know somebody recently calculated if all the lawyers in the world were laid end to end around the equator, we would all be better off.
There's another one right there. Boom.
Well, Charles Lyell, close friend of Charles Darwin. Charles Lyell made up this stupid geologic column. That's what influenced Darwin to get his stupid theory of evolution. Darwin read Lyell's book while he was on the boat for 5 years because his dad, he couldn't get a job. He graduated from Bible college to be a preacher. Charlie Darwin, the only degree he ever got, was a preacher. Couldn't get a job, so his dad pulled a few strings and got him a job to sail around for 5 years on HMS Beagle, unpaid bug collector. Okay, but that's another story. They make up these names, Holocene and Pleistocene and all this. I like to ask them, I say, guys, if the layers are different ages, would you please tell me, where's all the new material coming from? Is it coming from outer space? How can that top layer be younger? Where was it hiding for 4.999 billion years? Every layer of Earth, every speck of dirt on the world is the same age. There is no geologic column. It doesn't exist. I'll show you. All over the world, they find what are called polystrata, poly meaning many, strata meaning layers, polystrata fossils. How do you explain a petrified tree standing up, running through all the layers? Here we are telling the kids the layers are different ages. How long does a dead tree stand around where you are before it falls over? Couple years?
Yeah, I was going to say it depends on the windstorms, but
Right. But see, all over the world, they find petrified trees standing up, connecting all the layers. They're claiming the layers are different ages. I say, guys, that doesn't make any common sense. There's a coal mine north of us. We're in southern Alabama. A friend of mine's a manager up there at a coal mine. He said, we find petrified trees standing up all the time as we dig out the coal. You got petrified tree running through a seam of coal, through some rock, and through another seam of coal. All the layers formed in 1 year. In between those layers, if I can get a picture of it here, in between those layers, there's no erosion marks. I mean, if that one layer sat there for 4 million years waiting for the next one, don't you think it'd rain once in a while, be some erosion marks? They're stacked on top of each other like pancakes. So the geologic column is where the problem started. There is no geologic column. It does not exist. All the layers are the same age. Technically, every speck of dirt in the universe is the same age, whether it's 6,000 or 6 trillion. They want to say it all began with a big bang. Okay, well, then everything's still the same age. How can these layers be different? They'll say, well, that's the age of when it was put over in place here. Well, that doesn't change the age of it. Shuffling a deck of cards doesn't make the top card younger, does it?
that is a great explanation.
When I flip this thing over, it makes 10 or 15 layers in here. Are the layers different ages when they settle out? No, they're all the same age. So the whole geologic column that's what started the problem. They made up the names for them, Jurassic and Triassic and Mississippi. It's all baloney. Doesn't exist anywhere. So I'd like to point that, rub your nose in it just a little bit.
Right. Well, it's just like when I leave a pack of bologna open in the fridge, that first layer is going to be a little darker than the ones right underneath, just because. Yeah.
But again, depending on how hungry you are, it's still
right. Exactly. Am I still going to eat that dark piece of bologna? Probably not.
Okay. So now how does this bring the dinosaurs into play then? How is it that we no longer have, well, I guess we have crocodiles and birds are technically dinosaurs, correct?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay. No. Okay. See,
they just started teaching that in the last 10 or 15 years. It's one of the dumbest ideas, right next to flat Earth. Okay. No.
Well, and I was going to bring that up. I mean, maybe the Earth was spinning so fast in the early years, so it was kind of flat, and then it slowed down and rounded out.
Well, Kansas is flat, but the rest of it's round. I've driven across Kansas. Okay.
Yeah, I'm right next to it. I'm here in Missouri, so I know.
Well, the Bible says before the flood came, the people lived to be 900 years old. That's what it says. And there are many legends called the Golden Age. Just type in Golden Age. Many countries, non-Christian countries, have legends of a golden age. They'll say, oh yeah, man used to live to be 1,000. Okay, this is a common legend. Are they all just stupid, or could it be based on some fact? Now, reptiles that never stop growing during this time would live to be 900 or whatever. They get to be 50 or 60 or 70 feet long. The dinosaurs were just big lizards that lived with Adam and Eve. Noah took them on the ark, probably babies. Just be sure to get a pink one and a blue one. There's all kinds of reasons to bring babies on the ark. They're smaller, they eat less, they poop less. After the flood's over, they're going to live longer to produce more babies, and that's why you're bringing them. Then after the flood, something changed. If you read Genesis chapter 11, the dates drop off right away to 400 and 200 and 100. And today, hardly anybody makes it to 100.
Yeah.
Before the flood, you're just a kid at 100 looking for a wife and a house near a grade school. Okay, it was just different back then. So the bigger dinosaurs couldn't survive in the new climate. I'm a strong believer in what's called the canopy theory. Some other creationist groups do not believe that. They're wrong. I'm right. Okay. But the Bible says there was water above the firmament in Genesis chapter 1. And it says the firmament is where the birds fly. That would be the air. So there used to be a layer of water or ice above the air. The air we're breathing now stretches out about 50 miles. If you could squeeze it all down into 10 miles and put a crystal canopy over it, the Jews have always taught it was a crystalline, and it was 2 or 3 fingers thick, this canopy over the earth. If you squeezed all the air down into 10 miles and had a crystal canopy over the top, like a big inflatable building or a greenhouse.
Right.
Here, I got a picture right here. Slide number 441. Oh, DV.
I love the fact that you have all these slides and you're putting them up on here. Our show sucks now.
I know, right?
I taught high school science and math 15 years. People are visual learners. You got to have a picture.
Yeah. So pay attention, everybody. There's going to be a test at the end of the interview. So everybody in the chat, you're going to get a questionnaire. And if you fail, then you have to watch us next week.
But then, hey, after that, we're all going to Denny's because they got picture menus. So
that's right.
I like it. If there was a crystalline canopy above the atmosphere, that would do quite a few things. It would increase air pressure. It would block out UV light, which would be one of the many factors why they lived to be 900. They had a perfect soil, perfect plants, everything freshly created. And then after the flood, everything is all scrambled up. The fountains of the deep broke open, launched rocks up, and shattered the canopy. Being super cold ice in contact with outer space, which is minus 459 Fahrenheit or minus 273 centigrade or 0 degrees Kelvin, this super cold ice is magnetic. I cover all that in my video number 2. But if the ice was magnetic and held up by the magnetic field or by air pressure like an inflatable building or maybe both, when it shattered, and turned it into snow from being shattered from the fountains of the deep breaking open at the start of the flood, the ice would be poured in and dumped on the North and South Pole. That'd give us an instant ice age. So it probably snowed 10 feet a minute. That's why we can explain frozen mammoths, camels, bobcat, jaguar, frozen animals standing up all around the North Pole.
Oh my. Okay.
They had to be
my hat off because my brain's being blown up.
Well, and they didn't drown. They suffocated. There's no water in the lungs. They've dug up many, many frozen mammoths, and the ice age that happened to the earth, no question, I think came at the beginning of the flood. The ice age is centered around the Earth's magnetic North Pole in Canada. It's not centered around the geographic North Pole. Just Google ice age effects. You'll see it went pushing down all the way to Kansas City, Missouri. The ice did, and it left behind piles of rocks when it melted back.
Now so you're just picking on me.
Well, yeah. No. The guy who bought our property for us is from Missouri. I don't even know. His name's John, is all I know. He bought this 140 acres and gave it to us for our Christian camp here. You got to come see this place. It's amazing. But the ice would go sliding out glacier style, avalanche style, all the way down to where you are. Then when Noah gets off the ark, the ice caps would still be really huge. It would take 200 or 300 years for that to melt back. As it melts back, it's going to raise the ocean level.
Right.
Which explains why we have a continental shelf. Almost all the continents, like in Pensacola where I used to live, you can walk out 100 miles before it gets 100 feet deep.
Yeah.
And then it drops off to the deep part. Just Google continental shelf. I cover all that in video number 6. So if you made the oceans average 12,000 feet deep. If you took out 200 feet and froze it and stick it on the North and South Pole, well, that makes the oceans lower. And now everything's connected. You could walk anywhere in the world if the oceans were 200 feet lower. Between Russia and Alaska, it's 60 miles wide, but it's only about 60 feet deep.
Yeah.
Between Vietnam and Australia, Indonesia, Borneo, Sarawak, it's all 30 or 40 feet deep.
Right.
One atheist said, "How did the kangaroos get to Australia?" I said, "Well, they hopped. That's how they get everywhere." So if you lowered the oceans a few hundred feet and froze all that water and stuck it on the North and South Pole, for several hundred years, you could migrate anywhere. I think, I couldn't prove this, but the kangaroos are less aggressive than other animals. So they would migrate, give up their property for the tiger if he wants it. And they kept being pushed to the migration fringe edge. Well, they ended up in Australia as the water's coming up from the ice melting. And they just happened to be protected. So the tiger's over there laughing at them, and they're going, nah, you can't catch me. And so they're protected, and they developed in Australia into, I think there's 12 different kinds of kangaroos. They might have had a common ancestor called a kangaroo. But the textbooks in school, they're going to tell the kids in school that the kangaroo is related to the bee. Kangaroo, bee. Oh, here it is. Kangaroo, the bee, the butterfly, and the elephant, and the aardvark, and they're all related. This is what the kids are taught. We teach the kids they're just an animal, and then we wonder, why do they act like animals? Duh. Look what you're doing.
This now explains a lot of why I ended up doing a lot of drugs and drinking, because I was so confused. I was searching for the wrong answers. I should have just gone straight back to the Bible.
So one of the big questions, Dr. Kent, I have for you is, when you were teaching high school science, and I'm assuming that a lot of your class focused around what you're telling us now. Is that correct?
Well, I taught algebra, geometry, trigonometry, and biology, earth science, and physical science. So I love science. Okay. I love mathematics.
Yeah. So in the science classes, did you ever were you ever confronted by parents who felt that you weren't teaching, that you were not teaching the right science?
Well, I'm confronted by that every day now. The Atheists, there's probably 2,000 anti-Kent Hovind YouTube channels.
Right. Yeah. Besides, I mean, the
computer will melt. But no,
you can't help but get argued by people on the internet.
Yeah. Yes, occasionally parents would say, "Wait a minute, we believe evolution is true." I said, "Well, show me the evidence for that." You're claiming that, let's see, a protozoa turned into all life forms. That's what they're claiming.
Yeah.
Show me where a protozoa or an amoeba or a single cell creature has ever changed to anything else. Show me that. They can't do it.
And why can't it do it now?
Right. There are 450 kinds of cows in the world. They might have had a common ancestor called a cow.
It's so basic. It's simple.
God said 20 times, God said in the first 7 chapters, they're going to bring forth after their kind. If you wish to believe other than that, well, you just believe whatever you want, but it's not science. This is not science. This is propaganda. Nobody's ever seen a cow produce a non-cow, or a dog produce a non-dog, or an amoeba produce a non-amoeba. Never been seen. So evolution is a religion that they believe in.
Yeah.
Great. Believe what you want.
Yeah.
But don't call it science.
So did any parents or anybody pull their kids out because they felt they disagreed with how you taught, or
were they removed,
or were they open to learning this?
It's been too long ago. I don't recall if anybody. See, I have a poor memory, and there's 3 signs of a genius. One is a poor memory.
I am a freaking.
I forgot the other 2, but anyway.
Right. Hey, there you go.
Hey, there it is again.
Yeah. So the canopy of water overhead would explain a lot of things.
That is.
Then,
yeah.
When the canopy shattered, see, the atheists are going to say, hey, if it rained enough to cover the world, it's going to produce too much heat and cook the world. Because when it rains, it releases heat into the atmosphere called the latent heat of condensation. Well, that's true. They say, well, if it rained enough to cover Mount Everest, it would cook the world. Well, first of all, Mount Everest wasn't there until after the flood. In Psalm 104, it says, at the end of the flood, the mountains arose, the valleys sank down, the water rushed off. So the mountains came up at the end of the flood. And it's very interesting, bit of a trivia. Nearly all the mountain ranges in the world follow the coastline. The Appalachian Mountains follow the North Atlantic. The Rocky Mountains follow the North Pacific. I think the earth broke up into plates like an eggshell at the time of the flood. And it's all cracked up, still cracked up today. They're called fault lines, and they're still moving, some of them. That's where the earthquakes and volcanoes are. So the plates of the earth would be shifting up and down and sideways. If a chunk of earth the size of Texas tilted 1 mile, this side becomes mountains, and this side sinks in and becomes oceans. One atheist said, if there was a worldwide flood, where'd all that water go? Still here, it's in the oceans. They're huge. I flew to Australia to preach over there, over the Pacific Ocean. When I got back, I told one of the guys in our ministry, I said, man, that Pacific Ocean is huge. He said, oh, that was just the top of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's enough water in the oceans right now to cover the earth 1.5 miles deep.
Yeah.
What do you mean, where'd the flood water go? It's still here.
Right there. Okay. So and okay, hold on. Now going back to the mountain range theories, or now is this something that you're theorizing, or is this? I mean, I again, I know this is all based on facts, but were you the one that came up with this theory, or is this something that's been out there for a while? And I'm
Oh no.
apologizing for my ignorance, because even though apparently I'm a genius because I forget everything,
Mm.
you know, this is it's amazing.
I'd have to give credit for me learning it from Dr. Walt Brown, who's dead now, but he was a PhD in physics, and he wrote the book In the Beginning. It's excellent if you can find it. It's hard to find, but he covers what he calls the hydroplate theory. We'll be talking about that tonight on our channel, Genesis Baptist Church, and we're on all kinds of different channels. Go to drdino.com, our website. You can find 9 or 10.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I
put-
forgot to put that up here for you.
let me,
I have a little crawler here that I usually display. I'm sorry, I've just been fascinated by what you're saying. And again, for those listening on the audio version of this, we have Dr. Kent Hovind, 6-day creationist evangelist, scientific fact slapper arounder. God, what is your official title? I mean, are you just, general?
Oh, that depends. That depends who you talk to. Don't talk to the atheists. They've got all kinds of names for me. If you're a Christian, just call me Brother Hovind. There's nothing special about me. I'm one of God's kids.
Yeah, because
So
it's just absolutely amazing. And again, like he said, I'm sorry, hold on. I'm just, I want everybody who can't see the crawler, go to drdino.com, correct?
Right.
And right there you can find all about Kent and all his show. Yeah, I mean or just Google Kent Hovind, for God's sakes, and find out and watch, because it's absolutely fascinating. Now, I'm sorry, Andy, go ahead with your question.
Yeah. So I kind of want to get back to the, for lack of a better term, the beginning of how you got into this, of what inspired you to really dig in and to really sort of go head to head with the evolutionist theory.
Well, when I was 16 years old, someone said, "Kent, do you know if you're going to heaven?" I said, "I don't know. I've been baptized, catechized, homogenized, circumcised. What else you got to do?" He said, "Well, you got to have you sinned." Bottom line is, he ended up leading me to the Lord Jesus Christ. At age 16, I gave my heart to the Lord, got saved. Then a friend of mine at high school and I said, "Hey, let's double date. We'll go play Monopoly or something." So we did. His date invited me to her church. I said, "What kind of church is it?" She said, "It's a Baptist church." I said, "I never heard of a Baptist. I'd been Lutheran, Methodist, Mennonite, Catholic, everything you can imagine." So I went to the Baptist church, and the preacher banged on the pulpit. I never heard that before. Well, in the Lutheran church, you had to be quiet because you might wake God up, And so we banged on the pulpit. And I started going regularly and reading my Bible. And right away, I came across those dates in Genesis chapter 5. I said, "Wait a minute. How did they live to be 900?
Yeah.
And how do you do that?" And you can add them up. I love math, always have. So I ended up teaching math 15 years. The dates in the Bible add up to about 6,000. But here I'm being taught in school, majoring in math and science, that the earth is billions of years old. I said, somebody's wrong. I'm going to find out who it is. And so it began a study of mine 55 years ago that, is the Bible true? And then when I moved to Pensacola, well, during that time, I read all the books by Henry Morris and Dwayne Gish and Walt Brown and great creationists of the past. And I read them and I thought, man, this is great stuff. So I filling my head with stuff on creation, in facts, to defend the Bible.
Yeah.
When I moved to Pensacola, 1989, and the neighbor kid said, "Would you like to take the paper?" I said, "No, I don't have a parakeet." He said, "Well, if I have an extra, I'll throw it in the yard." So every once in a while, I throw a paper in the yard. He threw one in one day, and I picked it up, and it said, "Dinosaur bones found in Montana from 80 million years ago."
You were like, liar.
I said, "That's it. I'm going to write a letter to the editor, my first ever." So I wrote a letter to the editor. I said, "These dinosaur bones they're finding are from one that drowned in the flood of Noah. The earth is not billions of years old. Dinosaurs lived with man. They called them dragons or some other name. Now, they made up the word dinosaur in 1841, but before that, they called them some other name, dragon. Mm-hmm. And there could be a few still alive. Loch Ness Monster kind of stuff. We covered that in video number 3. Anyway, they published my letter to the editor and started a war in Pensacola. The atheists came out of the woodwork. People say, Brother Hovind, how do you start a ministry? I say, well, did you go to public school? Yeah. Did they ever have fights in the hallway? Yeah. What happens as soon as somebody hollers, fight, fight? What's the next thing that happens? Everybody comes to watch. Right. You want to start a ministry? Start a fight. Everybody will come watch. So that's how I started mine. And so I started a fight in the Pensacola News Journal, and the atheists were writing in, and I was writing back and forth. And finally, some students called me from the University of West Florida in Pensacola. They said, Mr. Hovind, would you come debate our anthropology professor? He's reading all your letters to the editor, and we're discussing them in our anthropology class. I said, well, fellas, I've never had a debate in my life except with my wife. I lose those every time.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
So I did my first ever debate on creation versus evolution, and I slaughtered the poor guy. I thought, they can't all be this dumb. I've now had 362 debates, and they are all that dumb. Okay.
Yeah.
You can get them all on our website, drdino.com, or call 855-BIG-DINO.
And
Anyway.
I've watched several, and again, just absolutely amazing how these guys, they just get shut down so quick,
Yeah.
because you're just like, well, here, and it's like and these are professors, and I mean people who study and practice their beliefs and sciences or whatever, and you just absolutely shut them down. And it's like they came totally unprepared, and they go, okay, and how is it so hard not to gloat in front of all these people?
Oh, did we lose his video?
We
lost the doc.
We lost the doctor.
Oh no, we lost the doc.
That's
all right. Well,
let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. And everybody who's been
everyone
into the
chatting.
Chat
this
here,
has been great.
It's we've had their own debate going on throughout it, and well, hey, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Like it's we said, you don't got to believe it, but hey, it's a lot of facts, man. And I think this is them giving me a call, apologizing.
Okay, so let's just check and see. Let's just wait and hope that they can come back on. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Trip, big shout out to Radio Shack for today's broadband for sure. And then thanks to everyone in the chat for hanging on. I know poor Claude's getting beat up in there. But hey, everybody has their ideas and their thoughts here. I for one find this interesting for sure. It's interesting to see how strong you can defend one position, and how sort of, and it looks like they're coming back on right now. All right. Let's get Chris in here. No. Dr. Kent is back, and we will get you in the big one.
All right.
All right, we're back, and then Chris will be right back here in a second. I think he is here. So we got to where you started and how you came into this, and then you during this time you had your family, and you decided to start a dino ranch in your backyard.
Correct.
Was that mainly? I love the fact that you teach as well, as long as have fun. Was that always the goal of that? Was I need to create a place for kids to have fun, but at the same time, I want to discuss. I want to teach. I still want to teach. I still want to get that message out there.
Well, yeah, I was raised in a family of engineers and teachers, and I've always loved science, love mathematics, and love teaching. Okay, my dad was a genius at teaching us making things simple. He was the only survivor of his platoon in World War II, sergeant in the Marines, and he came back, had 3 boys, and taught us boys everything. Taught us how we build houses, fix cars, everything. And so I love teaching. I like explaining complex things to make it simple, like carbon dating. It's real simple to understand. It doesn't work. I can explain it to them. It doesn't work. So that's why I spend so many hours on my PowerPoint getting stuff together. You can get all my PowerPoint slides on a thumb drive for $100. It's on our website, drdino.com. So I like explaining things. In Pensacola, when we moved there, my kids were 8, 9, and 10, a year and a week apart. It's called family planning. Right. My wife kind of hated to see June come around there for a while, but I wanted the kids to play in my yard, so I knew where they were.
Right.
So I saw a big oak tree in the backyard, and there was a great big huge limb sticking out. And I said, I'm going to put a swing up there. So I tied a string on a wrench or something and threw it up. Accidentally hit the limb above it. I said, okay, I guess that's where it goes. Pulled it up, pulled a rope up there, and put a big swing. And all the kids wanted to come swing on the swing. I said, wait a minute. If I build a tower over here, they can pull the swing up to the tower and jump off and really get going. So we called it the leap of faith. And all the kids lined up to come swing on my swing. I said, kids, this teaches a great lesson. There's a difference between believing and trusting. When you're standing on the tower, sitting on the swing, you're going to say, I believe it'll work. Okay, well, pick up your feet. You can feel the moment where you switch from believing to trusting when you pick your feet up. A simple physics lesson with a spiritual application.
Dude.
Jesus did that all through the Bible. Consider the lily. Why do I want to consider a lily? Oh, they're beautiful, guys, and they don't worry about their clothes. Consider the sparrow. Consider the ravens. So we ended up buying a couple neighbor properties in Pensacola and building a science center. And we had all kinds of cool, simple lessons that teach a science lesson with a spiritual application. And we called it Dinosaur Adventureland. Now, 8 years ago, a guy called me. He said, Kent, I saw your videos. You changed my life. I want to help your ministry. A guy from Missouri. And he bought us this gravel pit up here in Lenox, Alabama, 140 acres, $250,000, and gave it to us. I've never met him.
Oh, wow.
We've had visitors. We've had 32,000 visitors come from 78 countries in all 50 states to see our dinosaur event. Come on, it's all free. We have 25 cabins you can stay in. We feed everybody 3,000 meals a month. We never charge anything. Just God provides. Sometimes he gets right to the last minute, but he provides. Come, bring your families. The only thing I got to warn you about is we have well water. And I taught biology for 15 years. And people don't realize this. If you drink well water, your babies will be born naked. So be prepared.
Yeah, I was getting ready for some scientific explanation. No.
The science comes with the tea. My wife continually serves iced tea to the guests. I say, honey, tea is dangerous. There was an Indian one time that drank 4 gallons of iced tea. That night, he drowned in his teepee. So be careful.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't do this fast enough anymore.
Okay.
I still get taken aback by these. Oh gosh. Okay. I was like, again, waiting for something. Oh no, teepee. Teepee. Get it. Yeah. Way to keep up, Christian. Oh, good Lord. Oh,
but teaching high school 15 years messed up my brain permanently.
Right. So we had a great question from the people we interviewed last week. How do you feel? What's your theory on extraterrestrial life?
There can't be any. The Bible says Eve is the mother of all living. I don't think people ask me, is there intelligent life on other planets? I say, well, I taught high school 15 years. There's not much intelligent life on this planet. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say it's now real quick.
No, I would say as far as extraterrestrial life, A, it would violate what the scripture says. B, there's no evidence for it at all. If you wish to believe it, fine, but it's not in the science category yet. If they discover something from outer space, there's still a couple other options. It could be demonic. The Bible clearly teaches there are demons and angels, and there's a war going on. If I was the devil, I would try to do something to deceive the people to think there is life on other planets.
Because what does the devil do?
Yeah, it deceives.
It's all
and it makes people doubt the Bible. So Adam called his wife name Eve because she was the mother of all living. That's what it says. So I don't think there's any intelligent life on any other planets. We don't know of any other planets even capable of supporting life like we have here.
And it's getting thin here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And except for us guys who forget things a lot.
Right.
Okay. So now you've got the Dinosaur Adventureland. Sorry, I was about to say Dr. Dino Land, and I know that's not right. And how, do you ever shut it down?
Well, theoretically, we're closed Sunday, Monday, but in reality, people come anyway. I live in cabin 1. They come knock on the door. Are you open today? Sure. Hop in the Jeep. We give tours in the Jeep. We have 17 lakes and ponds you can fish in. You will not believe it. We stocked all the lakes when we got the property 8 years ago. One guy caught a fish out of one of our lakes, brother. I'm serious. He was that far from the boat.
Oh, my goodness.
Just the picture weighed 12 pounds. It took 4 guys to carry the picture. A big fish. So we can go fishing, swimming, boating. We have zip lines. We have zip lines over the lake. Now, if you go down the zip line, hold your feet in front of you. And if you can hit the water at the right angle, it'll give you a wedgie that'll last a week.
Gotten one of those jumping off a bridge, so I'm good. I got that covered. What do you have any other plans for the expansion of this, or are you bringing anything new to it? Or, I mean, obviously you've got a lot going on there as it is with all your experiments and whatnot. What you said that they're all hands on, like anybody can come in and do them, or
anybody can come. We have our science center is 12,000 square feet based on the 7 days of creation. Day 1, God said, let there be light. So we got all kinds of cool science experiments about light, electricity, magnetism. You know, light can be reflected, refracted, diffused, but nobody knows what light is. Nobody, give me a jar of it. Nobody knows what it is.
Is that a ball joke? Is that what you're saying?
No, the Bible says God is light. Nobody knows what it is. So as far as plans for the future, ever since we've had the property 8.5 years almost, we don't have a plan at all. What I do, I eat a lot of pizza with peanut butter on it before I go to bed. And you wake up at 2 a.m. with wild ideas. That's how I got my daughter, but that's a different story.
Boom.
Now, if you want to see something funny, type in Kent Hovind's daughter's wedding. She was one of my secretaries in Pensacola. She said, Dad, would you do my wedding? I said, honey, I'd be glad to. It's only 50 seconds long. It's been played 50 times on America's Funniest Home Videos.
Do you? Yeah, sure. Okay, we're done.
No, just watch it when you get time.
All right. We definitely will. All right. So now, so you got Dr. Dunn. Your show is, do you do it every day, or is it, I'm sorry, I forgot because I'm a genius. So
I do almost every day a program. Sometimes 3 or 4 times a day. I do shows. I like stirring up trouble, especially by remote like this. Man, I can stir up trouble and leave town. So we're so far out in the country. When we got the property up here in Lenox, they said, Brother Hovind, you're so far out in the country, they got to pump in the sunshine. They said, now the moonshine flows freely around there. But sunshine, they got to pump it in. So it's wonderful.
So you're not in a dry county is what you're saying?
No.
All right. But so the show's on every day. They can find this all through drdino.com, or is there a specific place to go for the show?
That's the best. That's got the list of all of them, of all the channels.
It's the easiest way to go, drdino.com. Dr. Kent Hovind. Now, am I saying your last name right? And I'm sorry, I've heard it a few different ways. Hovind.
Hovind. It's a Norwegian name. My grandparents came over from Norway. Hovind.
Okay. Yeah, mine
like the wind is blowing. Yeah, the wind is blowing.
Hovind. Oh yeah.
Sure.
So and then now, are you ever gonna go out and maybe tour around and do some presentations anywhere? Do you have any plans of doing anything like that, or are you just I'm a homebody now? I've got my place. People come check me out here, and I got the interweb. We're doing the show, and you can check me out here.
Well, brother, I traveled all over the world for years. I had, I think, 14 million miles on all the different airlines. I've been to 37 countries. I was preaching 900 times a year. spoke in universities, public schools, Christian schools, churches. I traveled all over the place. And now I don't travel much. I like it. I'm 71 years old. I was supposed to be 72, but I was born late. And so I can reach more people sitting here than I can any other way. So save on gas.
Sergio's killing me in the background. By the way.
Yeah.
I know that's him. It's that was just yeah, I get it. So all right. So listen. All right. Every day. Yes. We're gonna get to that here in a minute. That's the guy who lives in the attic. He has this favorite thing that we do towards the closing of the show, which is called Random Questions of Insanity. Okay, but drdino.com, again, Dr. Kent Hovind, 6-day creationist, evangelist, general, super smart, genius kind of guy. All biblically based, proving the Bible is real and factual through scientific facts. If you don't believe him, just shut up and read it and you'll figure it out. But check him out every day on through drdino.com. Now, so this is what we've got going on. Okay, it's happening. Back off. And I'm so excited that you took time to come out here and hang out with us. I'd love to have you back on again. I know we're starting to run a little short on time. That's why somebody's getting antsy upstairs there. And I'm not talking about God. I'm sorry. I'm not pushing that button. But we have this little game that we do like to play towards the end of the show. It's called Random Questions of Insanity. It's just a fun little psychiatric test that, was used to torture people back in the days, but we found it kind of fun to play with, and we thought we'd see if you'd like to join along with us. Would you, sir? Or would you?
Oh, I'd be honored. I'd be honored to do that. Sure.
We would be honored to have you along. We have 2 base questions, which I think you would be good for both of them. Mandy,
I think so. I agree. Yeah.
So we always try to start the first one out with what is the best James Bond film for Dr. Kent Hovind?
I have never seen one. Sorry.
No.
I have never tasted alcohol. Never saw a James Bond movie.
Good man on the alcohol.
Never smoked. I did smoke a couple cigarettes when I was 12, and I thought, this is dumb. Do I want to put a butt in my mouth the rest of the life? No.
It does seem pretty stupid afterwards.
It is. Yeah.
Took me several years to figure that out, but I'm just I'm stubborn that way. I am human. Okay, well, fine. Then you passed the first one. Perfect, because you're not ever supposed to watch James Bond. This one is, I think, going to be perfect for you. What is your favorite sandwich and what all is on it?
I made it entirely through college on peanut butter and jelly. That's the only thing I know how to cook.
Chunky or smooth?
I can eat peanut butter and jelly. I love it.
Yeah,
now, my wife,
but chunky or smooth peanut butter?
My wife, smooth. My wife introduced me to fried peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'd never heard of such a thing. It is really good. Wow. If you put a little piece of that on top of your head, your tongue will slap your brains out trying to get to it. That's how good. That's Sergio laughing in the background.
That's so great.
Well, I have a very highly imaginative mind, and that's the first thing I was like, okay, well, now my brain's okay. Yeah. I need to again, 17 years sober, so it's been an interesting ride. All right, so let's throw this out to you. That's not gonna be good. What is something everyone else has done that you haven't? Well, you just nailed not seeing a James Bond film.
I wouldn't know. How could I possibly know that?
All right, Mr. Logical. Okay, ice cream, cake, or pie?
Oh, ice cream. See, that's in the Hebrew language, manna is ice cream. The children of Israel made it for 40 years on nothing but ice cream. I could live on that.
And it comes from the heavens. What is your favorite type of ice cream?
Oh, Reese's peanut butter ice cream.
Oh,
Nice.
we're new bestest friends ever.
You come visit Dinosaur Adventureland. We got some in the freezer right now, and I'm ready for you guys to hurry up and get done. So
I gotta go.
Yeah.
Telling the wife, well, she can stay. She doesn't like ice cream. So, all right, Andy.
What was your favorite toy to play with as a child?
Dinosaur.
Depends how young a child. Dad started off with BB guns when they're pretty small. He was a Marine, World War II, and
Okay.
we lived a bunch of woods in the backyard. We get lost in the woods all day. So
Yeah,
I love mechanical things. I've owned over 200 cars. Never had a new one. Love fixing things up. I don't have time anymore, but I like mechanical things. And we now have a Jeep. I would donate it to the ministry. It'll go 60 to 0 in 1 second when you hit a tree.
Yeah.
Since you've owned several cars, any Volkswagens?
I've had 14 Volkswagens. My first car was a Volkswagen. It would go 0 to 60 eventually, maybe downhill.
Yeah, somewhere down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Tailwind. No. All right, now we're really, really, really becoming good friends. What's the most annoying sound to Dr. Kent Hovind?
I guess some of the atheists talking.
I was just saying, or these two guys on the other end of the
You
microphone.
just gotta hope stupidity is not contagious through the internet, because they really. I got one short question for you when you're done. So go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Andy.
It's your night to order pizza for the group. What kind of pizza are we getting?
Pepperoni. It's the only thing I know how to fix.
Okay. Let's see. Number one bucket list item.
I want to win the whole world to Christ. I'm going to win them all.
Oh, boom. Nailed it right there. All right. Andy?
Your food is bad at a restaurant. Do you say anything?
I never have. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
That's fair. You just hey, it's good. Well, you've taken the Iron Man Batman question out of the fold, so I can't do that one. You only have one food to eat. What is it?
I guess peanut butter and jelly. I made it through college on that.
With Reese's peanut butter ice cream, right?
Oh man, yeah. That's a full meal right there.
All right, Andy, let's do one more from you.
Yeah. What was the one thing that you learned about life from having children?
Don't have any. No. I really enjoyed it. Kids are. My wife and I have 20 grandchildren. We had 13 of them here 2 weeks ago, 9 and under.
Wow.
This Dinosaur Adventureland is kid heaven. I mean, the kids go crazy here. We have so many things to do.
Imagine, yeah, that's got to be just insane for a child. I would love. I love the Exploratorium in San Francisco when I was a kid, and I can't even imagine the Dinosaur Adventureland. I'd probably, my wife would be like, "Okay, settle down."
Yep.
But look what you can do. It's so fun. And this, I'm going to end it on this. What's the better pet, cat or a dog?
For a target? My wife has a pug.
Oh,
she paid money for it. I can't believe it. You can use pugs for bear hunting, and you don't need a gun. You don't need a gun.
Oh, wow.
The bear will die laughing.
Oh my goodness.
So pets stay free at Dinosaur Adventureland. They may not leave, but they get to stay free, right?
Everything's free. 25 cabins. We have visitors from all over the world. All people coming all the time. If you stay more than 2 days, we're going to give you a hammer, put you to work. The whole place built by volunteers and donations. It's been stunning.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Right. So now, do people need to make reservations or?
Yes, we're say pretty full. If they call 85, the phone number in the top left corner, 855 Big Dino. I'm extension 3 if they want to talk to me. If they want to talk to about scheduling a cabin, it's extension 4 or 5. 855 Big Dino, extension 5. You can stay. We'll feed you, house you, everything.
All right. And we're going to have a link to drdino.com and Dinosaur Adventureland on our website, therandomchristianshow.com. It's Christian with a K. And you can link through there or just go to drdino.com, find out all the information for his shows, all his everything about Dr. Kent Hovind and his Dinosaur Adventureland. I keep wanting to call it Dr. Dinoland, and I'm so sorry. But okay, and you had one question for us, you said.
Very simple. Many people, I had a group of preachers here last week. I asked them, none of them could get it. You know why Moses did not take bumblebees on the ark?
Oh,
No, I don't know.
I have a really bad feeling I should know this, and it's right in front of my face, but
it is. It's because Moses didn't build the ark. It was Noah. Hey, thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you, Dr. Kent.
Dr. Kent, thank you so much. We so appreciate you. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'd love to have you come back on sometime if you'd ever get
Anytime. I love doing these. Thanks, brother.
All right, Doc. Thank you
so much.
Have a great day. Oh my gosh, he is awesome. There he goes. All right. And let's Andy, let's fix you here. Let's bring you back. All right. Oh my gosh, dude, there's so much.
Yeah, times like that I felt like I was back in high school for a little bit.
I do. Oh my gosh. I wanted to be like, I got a question in my hand. But you know how you kind of like sheepishly raise your hand because you're like, I'm gonna look stupid because you're gonna make me look really dumb when I ask the question. But does the aardvark really eat ants? And does the ant torture the aardvark all the time, like in the cartoons, or is that not real?
Right.
It's oh man, but dude, and the crystal theory, the crystal layer theory,
right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, makes a lot of sense. I'm telling you, man. This is what I'm saying. And unfortunately, again, I tried not to do a deep dive, but I kept falling back into watching videos and stuff.
I know we say not to do that, but for someone like Dr. Kent, you have to come a little bit prepared.
You have to, and obviously I didn't, because obviously genius level forgot a lot,
right? But, sure,
which it does really explain a lot about.
Yeah.
What was your name?
Andrew.
Oh, Andy. Andy, it's right there.
Andrew,
Andrew Dactyl.
Andrew Dactyl. Yeah.
But dude, it was so you seriously get lost. I mean, you want to talk about going down a TikTok hole or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the guy to do it on, because you just going deeper and deeper and going, oh my gosh. God. And I love the fact that some of the people that were joining in were being attacking, I'm not names or anything like that, but they were being a little and other people were shutting them down. But it's like, man, you really aren't listening to what's happening here.
Well, but at the same time, you're allowed to disagree. We live regardless of our current political climate. We're allowed to have dissenting opinions. We're allowed to voice our dissenting opinions. That is the one thing that's great about America, is that, hey, you know what? We have a forum, if we want it, on the internet, to voice our dissenting opinions. You don't need to agree with it. And you could talk to me until you're blue in the face about it. Probably not going to change my stance on it. That's, and right. And honestly, I'm glad we had people like Claude and Ophelia in here, voicing those opinions, because any good stance on something
gets opposition,
needs opposition, needs to be defended, and you need to tell that that person needs to argue their spots.
Yeah.
you know?
Absolutely.
And like I said, I'm all for this. And honestly, I think, this honestly was one of the nicer disagreement chats that we've had.
really.
And I appreciate that. I hope Claude and Ophelia didn't feel, like Ophelia even said, I thought I would love to debate, or I would love to talk to Dr. Kent sometime. And I think Joe, who was running the board for Dr. Kent, said, yeah, email us.
Yeah.
What happened?
I've got no problem with it because he hasn't had, how many debates did he say he's done? And he never had a problem with any of them because he rocked them all.
And that's a guy who's gotten to the point where Dr. Kent has gotten to, right?
Oh.
Is going to welcome any sort of debate.
Yeah. And the Oxymorons comedy here just made, you got to get Lee Strobel, which that would be very interesting to talk to him about. A guy who was an atheist turned Christian author. He wrote The Case for Christ. Yes. And and that was a movie, and we saw the movie.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah, for sure.
It's pretty mind blowing. I'm not gonna lie. You're just like watching it and you're like, whoa, dude. Whoa. And it's like, they didn't change, they're like made for Hollywood. No, it's right there, man. And that's all based on him. We'd love to have a lot of people trip. So
I know, if they're willing to come on, we'll take them.
We've made a lot of requests to a lot of people. Haven't heard too much, and I even have a.
It's starting to pick up. You can't lie; it's starting to pick up.
Speaking of which, guess what's happening next week?
We have the actor who could most likely play Dr. Kent Hovind in a biopic.
Oh my God. Dude, now that is that. Oh my gosh, we got to throw that out to him. Greg Allen Martin. That's right. Now, Greg, interestingly enough, was not a believer. He was not a man of faith, full-on atheist, has turned into being a faith-based person, and is trying to just do faith-based movies and stuff. He's got a new series out, a streaming series called Shadrach.
Right.
What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Well, no, I'm sorry. I have two bits of news. One that is breaking news, hot off the presses here, but the second is very on path with who you are as a person. So, first bit of news.
I'm doing the news sound.
Yeah, I know. I was letting it play. I was letting the tension build a little bit.
Here, do we need a?
No.
Too late. Happened.
Aerosmith has officially retired.
Oh,
no longer.
Thank you so much. Oh, I love early Aerosmith, and I even saw them in the late 80s, early 90s. Great show, but there's a time. Like the Rolling Stones, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're doing pretty okay for people that are 1,000, but let's let it go.
Right. Yeah.
So, but anyway, okay, no, good news.
Okay, the second bit of news, I'm sure you have kept up with this coming out of Comic-Con this last weekend. Did you hear the big news from Comic-Con?
Oh, yeah. RDJ dropping the big green Dr. Doom mask. What's up with that?
Right. Yeah.
Dude, that was, and it's going to be an Avengers series. Doomsday?
Well, so it's the next two Avengers movie are Doomsday and something else.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I've just got to go back and do this now, which,
Oh, yes, we're nerds.
Yeah, yes, we're nerds. So,
well, we got Oxymoron saying, why can't Cardi B retire?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then the Bacon Whisperer is in here. Comic-Con and Indy this weekend.
Oh, hey, Submerged Universe. will be out there.
Oh, we'll be there. That's true. Yeah.
Demetrius LaShawn Witherspoon will be out there.
Yeah.
Demetrius Witherspoon. He just goes there.
Yeah. I think AI Tony Adams should go out. He's been dropping some great pictures online.
Tony's been playing around with the AI machine, and Tony, we love you just the way you are.
That's true. That's true.
Baconally, deliciously, bacon whisperer man show. Yeah, but dude, looking sharp though, bro. And I'm excited to see you doing your acting career. Bacon Whisperer page, go check him out. He's on Facebook and TikTok and Insta. You're all over the place. The Bacon Whisperer. Lots of yummy, bacony. It's just all about bacon. And you think that there's not much about bacon? Tony will prove you wrong. There's all sorts about bacon. I'm just saying. The general made those for the general.
Oh, the Colonel. The Colonel.
The Colonel made those. That's right. With sweet beady eyes. And don't have a screw in and call him the General. That was my worst Scottish accent.
That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad.
Well, I'm trying not to be super loud. Got a kid here studying for school. But in the meantime, we are so... I know, school.
School. Come on.
So done with school. All right. So, again, next week, Greg Allen Martin. And Greg has been in a lot of movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
Hospital. He was a regular on there for a long time. Oh, my gosh. What? I can't even think of the list of all that. I mean, seriously, like when I was looking through his credits, I was like, oh, that's where I know him from. Oh, that's where I know him from. And General Hospital, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I worked with Tom Hanks. He was on Ozark.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Ozark.
Yeah.
So down here in Missouri, but I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah.
So very excited to have him on. He actually asked to come on our show, just like Dr. Hovind did.
Dr. Kent. Yeah.
Saw us on, thought it was a great show, and so see, people like us. People think we're cool.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that to all the guys back in my high school years. We're like, whatever, nerd. But not gonna lie, nerd. So yes, please be with us next week. I'd love to have you join it with us. Pass the word around. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Tell a friend, neighbor, people in the store, in the meat department while they're looking at rump roasts. Hey, yo.
Hey.
Yeah, we'll be here all week. Check out the deal, which is also in the meat department.
Right, yeah.
And then go get some cereal and some Reese's peanut butter ice cream. So, Reese's peanut butter ice cream for us. Let's get this right. In the meantime, kids, we are going to take off for the week, and we will see you
next week.
Next week, yeah.
Next week.
That's right. That's when we do it. 4 p.m. Central, right here. For that guy and for me, we're out of here. Peace out, kids.